Hello, my name is Tyler Gillespie. I am going to be doing a presentation on the chapter on motivation. I understood from the syllabus that it said there were different types of assignments that you could do, different projects. I interpreted that as that there were different options rather than a requirement that both of the projects had to be different types. So, let's get started to...
So, the big question to ask is, what is motivation? Now, according to the book, motivation is the internal process that activates, guides, and maintains behavior over time. In layman's terms, it's basically what gets you going, keeps you going, and determines where you're trying to go. And motivation for students, it can range anything from their personality to abilities that they already have, the task at hand that they're trying to accomplish, the incentives, the setting itself, like the classroom, and even the teacher and their behaviors. So there's multiple ways to kind of motivate students. Everything from, there's several different theories basically. There's behavioral theory, attribution theory, and the expectation theory. Now the behavioral theory is the theory that suggests that behaviors are more likely to be repeated when rewarded compared to unrewarded or punished behaviors. And things like incentives, such as extra credit or privileges, can motivate inside the classroom. So basically, when it comes to applying this to the classroom setting. However, it's not foolproof because motivation is complex and context matters. Essentially, if you were giving extra credit for an assignment and you tell the student that you're going to give them 10 points. However, whenever you get the assignment, you say, oh, this isn't worth 10 points, I'm going to give you 5 points instead. That's not as motivating as, say, saying that the students only get 2 extra credit points, but whenever you get the assignment back, saying, oh, this is great work, I'm going to give you 5 instead. In both of these cases, the student would have gotten 5 points for extra credit. However, the latter is more motivating simply because of the context. Now, there's also the attribution theory, and this is the theory to where how one credits their successes and losses. Now, the thing is that people attempt to maintain a positive image. So they try to think the best of themselves to where the success that they gain, this means that they're going to attribute this to themselves more than likely. And any losses that they have, they're going to attribute to other forces. So in both of these scenarios, it's basically a win-win for them. So like in the classroom, a student, if they do well on the test, they'll attribute themselves rather than their environment or their teachers. However, if they do poorly, they're likely to attribute this loss or this poor grade to their environment or their teachers rather than themselves. Now, there's also the expectation theory, and this is the theory that a person's effort depends on the reward they're likely to receive. Basically, this suggests that whenever you're teaching, you should try to find a middle ground in the classroom. So basically, this means that if it's assignment is too hard and they feel that it's going to be too hard, the students won't try because they always expect that they're going to fail, and there's a sort of like learned helplessness there. But the thing is, if it's too easy, the students won't give their all because they already expect the A, and so they don't have to put the full effort that's required. Now, the thing is that there's also different types of motivation. There's intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Now, basically, this means that intrinsic motivation, especially when this comes to school, this means that the thing is already motivating in itself, that it's already interesting, to where a student may be excited to learn about this subject already. Now, extrinsic motivation is where motivation comes from outside factors, to where if you're giving them incentives or a better grade or something like that. So, different styles of teaching, not different styles of teaching, but different subjects will find it easier for this different type of motivation. And it depends on the student, most likely.
So there you have it. There's the different styles of motivation and the different behavioral theories that kind of accompany it. I hope this was okay to do another PowerPoint. This is just the way I prefer it. I could definitely do any of the others, but this is just, it makes me feel like a teacher doing it. Have a Merry Christmas.